the mouse put 1 or 2, maybe even 3 paws on the glue trap, and he was able to scurry away. So that's how I got rid of the mouse. I learned this technique. So yeah, he was taking the mouse was taking leaves up there, you know.
Right.
Plus he had a granola bar, and that's his nest. But
so he actually took the granola bar and carried it all the way up to the front.
Yeah. So my undercover function is his living room. Probably the warmest spot in my car was right where I was sleeping. Okay, which is pretty much at the gas tank.
Sure.
Okay, my gas tank is in the middle. The mouse put 1 or 2, maybe even 3 paws on the glue trap, and he was able to scurry away. So that's how I got rid of the mouse.
Right.
So this thing charges up during the day.
Can you set it up as if you were going to use it?
Yeah. I just
And then let's take a look at it. Show the folks what it looks like.
Okay.
Got a kind of a spotlight on it.
It's between the hours of 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. is when the heaviest mouse activity occurs.
Okay.
It seems to occur. So this thing has when it's fully charged, it has 8 hours of light, and I just take it and I just take this thing, position it like this, and then turn it on, and then position it like that.
Cold nights, there's hot nights and stuff, and I understand it came down to Yuma, but the temperatures have been what, 50s at nighttime. Now how do you stay warm at night?
Okay, beautiful question. Beautiful. I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, everybody says if you run propane inside an enclosed vehicle,
Right.
enclosed space, you get carbon monoxide poisoning, right?
Right.
That's not true. I bought a carbon monoxide detector with the one that reads parts per million.
Right.
And I've run my propane, and I've also run my butane propane mixture. And the carbon monoxide detector reads 0.
Oh, wow.
There's no carbon monoxide.
Yeah, who would never know that? Because that's almost like a wives' tale.
Okay, I did more research on Google. Okay, natural gas is a clean burning fuel. The byproduct of the combustion of natural gas is water and carbon dioxide. Apparently, that's probably the same with propane and butane, because propane and butane are derived from the same area as natural gas and oil.
Right.
So, based on my carbon monoxide detector, butane and propane are clean burning fuels.
Right.
So
right.
there's no there's no carbon monoxide. The danger is when your oxygen gets depleted too much, and carbon dioxide levels are increased big time. So,
Right.
But I've never had a problem with depleting oxygen levels. I've never had it.
Wow.
When it got too cold, I put my sleeping bag over my head. I'm almost totally enclosed inside the sleeping bag, and I've never been out of oxygen. So I have a freaking car here with a lot of air inside, and I've never had a problem with oxygen levels being depleted.
All right, now you've heard that somebody had a problem with mouse in their car, which, come to find out, doing a lot of research, finding out that happens often. It does. I mean, I've heard somebody, Bob Wells from Cheap RV Living, he said in 4 or 5 years, I think he said 4 or 5 years, he had 2 or 3 mice. He did give ways to keep it out. Now, the light is one way. I've never done it, although every time I've slept over in this BLM land here, I'd see Lorenzio over behind me with his light on from those hours. So he does adly done it. He hasn't had a mouse come back since he's done that. So maybe it does work. I know peppermint oil does too. Spraying it underneath, that probably helps a little bit. I really personally have not used anything. I haven't had any issue. I don't stay stationary. I think one of the things you can combat the problem is by staying not stationary. So I move, whether I move a mile or whether I move maybe, as you would think, 2 blocks, but I will at least move away from the area. Another thing I do, I use good judgment, as if I'm going to spend the night in stealth parking. My judgment when it comes to mice is I don't park near, I don't know, like washes, where the water comes down from the rainfall, and they have these washes out here in Arizona. To me, mice would live down in there. So I stay more on the open, and that way it's not conducive to having mice around. The only time I've ever seen any mice whatsoever was when I was near the edge of that ravine or something. So I encourage you, you can try to prevent it the best you can. If I get it, I guess I'll have to deal with it like everybody else does, but I'm going to try to do what I can to avoid it. But use the tips with the light. You can try that. I haven't heard, if I hear anything negative against it, I'll tell you about it, but it sounds like it sounds logical to me. So I'm sure it works. It's worked for him. I think he's on 3 or 4 days doing it without the mouse, so we'll see how that transpires as long as I am here. All right, folks, thank you that we gave you the tips. The other thing is to use the tips we've given you, and hopefully they'll help you as well. If you get a chance, subscribe below. Go ahead and hit the notification bell, and we'll alert you of new videos that come out as soon as they come out. Thanks, folks, and I hope we've entertained you. Thanks for watching. And you're thinking to yourself, you're thinking, boy, I'd love to do that, but the problem I have is, how do I make income? Right now I have income in a stable job, but it's within a city. You don't have to move out of that city to live in your car. I lived in cities. When I go through cities, a lot of times I will sleep in those cities because that gets me to experience what that city's all about. And you can do that to start out. So it's actually just one step. That's the first step. The second step is month after month. Because every month that you get in there where you're living in your vehicle, you haven't paid rent, and you've added to your nest egg. So you've given yourself some strength and power, and above all, you have reached anxiety down to almost nothing.